Welcome, everyone. My name is Tom. Today we'll be talking about the opossum, beautiful mammal. And once again, I do not choose the animal to talk about, they choose me. We're going to call Archangel Michael and Archangel Faith. We ask them to surround us in the pure white light of God, protect us from darkness, protect us from negativity, from anyone in thought, in word, in deed, in action, in vibration, and send it back where it could do no harm. Just feel their presence and know they walk with you and will protect you. All you have to do is call them and talk to them. Michael and Faith, twin flames for divine protection. I'm going to read something from this. In these modern times, we put too much emphasis on material things and on money. We believe that money is power. If we have money, people will respect us. If we have money, people will admire us. If we have money, we can have anything we want. Maybe we can purchase anything in the material world, but we cannot purchase anything in the unseen world. The unseen world is not for sale. It can only be given away. Love, affection, admiration, trust, respect, commitment. These must be earned or given away. If we use these things from the unseen world, we are using real power. Once again, meditations with Native American elders. And a beautiful medicine wheel on here. Possum. The possum is North America's only marsupial pouch mammal. Bears litters up to 14 kits, each about the size of a honeybee. Immediately after birth, the tiny creatures crawl into their mother's pouch, where they nurse for several months. After emerging from the pouch, they ride about on their mother's back for another few weeks. As their 50 teeth, more than those of any other North American land mammal, develop, the young switch from mother's milk to an extraordinary diverse diet of insects and other small animals. Birds' eggs, mushrooms, grain crops, fruit, and carrion. Though their food habits bring them close to man, opossums often go unnoticed because they are active mainly at night. They occasionally play possum when cornered, curling up into a trance like state that may last for several hours. It is believed that potential predators may leave such animals for dead and seek more active prey elsewhere. I'm sure a lot of you have seen possum in your yard. I've seen quite a lot lately during the early morning hours. The key word for opossum is diversion. This is taken from medicine cards, the original, the best, the greatest. Opossum's greatest form of protection is to play dead. In doing this, opossum confuses many a predator into believing that the game is over. Oftentimes, the confused rival walks away or looks the other direction for a moment, and opossum runs away to safety. Opossum medicine uses a great deal of strategy. If all else fails, a possum plays dead. It has the ability to fight with its claws and teeth, but rarely uses this form of protection. Instead, the supreme strategy of diversion is constantly employed when things get a little too hard to handle. Opossum has developed an act that will receive an Academy Award in the animal kingdom. The musk of the death scent is excreted at will, adding to the master play that sends enemies on many trails of confusion. If the opossum has turned up, you see one live, magazine, a book in your dreams, you're being asked to use strategy in some present situation. Rely upon your instincts for the best way out of a tight corner. If you have to pretend to be apathetic or unafraid, do it. Oftentimes, if you refuse to struggle or show that hurtful words bother you, your taunter will see no further fun in the game. Warriors have used opossum medicine for centuries. Playing dead? Then in a flash, when the enemy is least expecting, the war cry is heard. The fright of this serves to further confuse the unsuspecting opposition. Victory is sweet when the strategy is one of mental as well as physical prowess. Opossum may be relaying to you that you are to expect the unexpected and be clever in achieving your victory. This could be a victory over a bothersome salesperson or a noisy neighbor. In essence, opossum is beckoning you to use your brain, sense of drama, and surprise to leap over some barrier to your progress. Wise words from the possum. The key word is diversion. I want to read something from Ted Andrews. This is a great story that he tells. I wanted to share it with you. A number of years ago, when my workshops were just beginning to grow in popularity, an individual in the metaphysical field was spreading rumors about me among certain groups to undermine my work. Apparently, he felt threatened by the increasing attention I was receiving. I can relate to the story. After a workshop one evening, several people spoke to me about what was being spread around. I remember fuming all the way home. I couldn't believe that this person would make up such stories. After all, we had done some traveling together. I knew that I was going to have to confront this person. When I got home and raised my garage door, my headlights flashed on a pair of eyes in the back of the garage. An opossum had taken up temporary shelter. I got a broom and tried unsuccessfully to sweep it out. Finally, I left the garage door open, hoping it would leave on its own, and went into the house, temporarily distracted from my fuming. About an hour later, I went outside to check the garage, and the opossum had disappeared. I drove the car into the garage and pulled on the garage door. It only moved about 5 inches and then locked. I pulled again, and still it locked. Since it was dark, I couldn't tell if the runners on which it sat were jammed or what was going on. Finally, I grabbed the handle with two hands and yanked as hard as I could. The door freed and came down. As it did, the opossum tumbled off the top of the garage door and fell on top of my head. I must have jumped 6 feet. I don't know who was scared worse, me or the opossum. Apparently, it had climbed on the top of the garage door and was lodged in a way that hindered closing the door. It left rather abruptly after bouncing off my head and hitting the ground. It appeared just as dazed and unhurt as I was. I tried to get my head started. I tried to get my heart started. Head and heart, pretty similar. They must work at one. I began laughing as I walked back into the house. My anger from earlier that evening was dissipated. It was then I decided to not respond. I would just appear to play dead or ignorant to the rumors. Within several weeks, the rumors had ceased, and numerous phone calls reaffirmed that I had responded appropriately. No one was believing the rumors, and my invitations to teach and lecture increased even more. Opossum teaches us how to use appearances. Sometimes it's necessary to play dead. Sometimes it's necessary to put up a particular front to succeed most easily and effectively. This is what the medicine of the opossum can teach. It can also show you when others are putting up false fronts and deceptions. Opossum has an archetypical energy that helps us use appearance to our greatest benefit, and that helps us to recognize when others are creating false impressions. Opossum can help us learn to divert attention or to get away or to get attention in any way we need. Opossum is a supreme actor, and those in the acting field or that need to learn something of it can do no better than to work with the opossum. Once again, the use of appearance is one of the messages from opossum, and also diversion. So, as always, thank you for tuning us in. One love. And as always, happy trails.